So I was originally gonna make a video speculating about how good Arlecchino is based on other content after her release, but I actually managed to get her early at 26 pity after losing Nuvolet's Kaching. So thankfully, I have my experience to go off of, and that's what this video is particularly about. My Arlecchino is pretty average. For her weapon, I do have Primordial Jade, but it stays on Xiao no matter what. As for her signature weapon, I'm not really planning on pulling for it even though I don't have Linny's weapon. It's more or less just for aesthetics, and honestly, I don't even notice the counterfeit side effect when attacking, so yeah. There are so many good options for her. The Scarlet Staff, Dragon's Bane, and Wind Spear are for vape comps obviously. The main thing I can say for polearms is just to avoid something like Staff of Homa. Energy recharge weapons are really bad because you'd want to avoid using her burst if you can. If you really don't have anything, then you can resort to using White Tassel. For her artifacts, I have 2 pieces of Gladiator and Crimson. I'm actually trying to get 4-piece Gladiator, but my artifact luck has been horrible. I even farmed her new domain and got 2 double crit flowers, but one just decided to upgrade flat attack only. I'd honestly recommend 2 pieces as it's easier to get good substats on them. Just look for attack, normal attack damage, and pyro damage bonus. You'd actually want to avoid Marchesi as no one can heal her, and Chimenewa as it doesn't work well with her playstyle, which I'll get to soon. Echoes is good if you have good ping, and then Gilded Dreams is good for EM comps. As for Crimson Witch, you can stack all 4-piece buffs at the same time, but it is viable, though I would easily recommend 2 pieces over it. As a normal attacking DPS, she's more comfy than hutao, as you don't have to worry about stamina. Though you're gonna be spamming that dodge button anyways against enemies like the ballet robots. Arlecchino is even more dangerous for me as I don't have Zhongli and I'm not investing in a 4-star shielder. Her Ascension passives are just bonuses you get because she can be healed by her teammates. Her skill and normal attack is what you use most of the time, and her burst is just there for emergency healing. Her skill applies a blood depth, though you'd want to wait 5 seconds, as then the skill upgrades. You'd want to do that cause activating the blood depth gives her a bond of life, and you get a higher bond of life if you wait for the skill to upgrade. The higher her bond of life, the more damage she does, so you'd want it to be as high as possible when you're attacking. Her playstyle is actually gonna take me a bit to get used to, because you'd want to apply her skill first before switching to your supports to set up, which feels odd as a DPS. You'd normally want to do that for energy. It sounds similar to playing Alhaitham with low ping, where you can apply his burst and switch to a character before switching back to catch his mirrors. I've never successfully done this, mainly cause I don't try it. It feels stressful cause you have to time it perfectly. But with Arlecchino, there is no timer, so there's no risk or anything. Now the thing I find amazing about her is the fact that her infusion is not tied to a timer or anything, so you don't have to stay on her for some time or wait till her cooldown is over to do damage. It also means that you can swap to your supports at any point to do support things and swap back with her pyro infusion intact, which is just amazing. For this reason alone, I would easily say she's the second best pyro DPS, just behind xiangling of course. I know this sounds weird, but off-field pyro damage is just irreplaceable. Xiangling feels horrible without Bennett because of her energy, but if you've got your Xiangling established, then she's really good. As for her teams, I've only tried Mono Pyro and Xingqiu Vape. As for the Vape team, she normally hits around 30k to 70k, but occasionally does over 100, with the highest I've done being 130. I don't have Chevrolet, so I don't really want to use Overload outside of Raiden, which I will try in Abyss. Overall, she feels amazing. At first, I was skeptical because of how her damage drops parallel to her bond of life, but she's actually among the most consistent DPSs in the game. Like, she practically has infinite uptime if you play her correctly. Kazuha, Bennett, and Zhongli are her most constant teammates. Shevers for Overload and any off-field Hydro supports, except for Farina, is good because she has no synergy with Farina. As for getting her, there are 3 DPSs in the patch and she's the best out of all of them. Baiju is really good, but Sigwin is coming if you really want Arlecchino, so no need to get Baiju. and xiangling is on her banner as well if you don't have C6. In my opinion, she's the most free-to-play friendly DPS in Fontaine, or released during Fontaine rather, and you should definitely go for her. As for her weapon, if you can live without the side effects, then you don't need it honestly, and her C1 will be better in that situation. Her weapon is also just not good for practically any other polearm character in the game, though future impact is a thing. The main reason why most people won't want to pull is cause of chlorine, I guess. Anyways, I'm gonna try to get her to 90 and crown her normal attack, then probably go for Wanderer and Faruzan, or chlorine if that doesn't work out. That was it for the video, and I'll catch you guys later.